Hi, thank you for clicking on the video, and I hope everyone is doing really well. So today's video is a reaction video to a Freelee video, and it is entitled Reviewing Bad Vegan Diets on TikTok. The word bad is in quotes, which makes me think that these vegan diets are bad according to vegans who eat like normal people. However, by Freelee's standard, these bad vegan diets are probably good because they fall under her standards. Let's jump right into it and see what this is all about.
Alright, so today we're going to check out TikTok. We're going to look at some bad vegan diets.
First shot, we have our full body shot of Freelee because always gotta sell the body because that's the only way she can convince people that her form of veganism works is by using her frail body as proof.
Or bad plant-based diets. They are out there, right? They're definitely out there. There's people who are just living off like refined foods, processed foods, hardly having any fruit or whole foods, and that is bad. That is a bad diet. I don't care whether it doesn't include animals and animal bits and pieces, which is great, by the way, but if it's not including any whole foods or fruit or very minimal, then it's just bad.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so I got it backwards. See, this is what I initially, like my first reaction to reading the title, that's what I thought. Okay, this is Freelee saying these vegan diets are bad because they don't follow her protocol. And then I saw the quotes around the word bad and I thought, okay, maybe she's being facetious and saying these bad diets actually are only bad according to vegans who eat like regular people. So I got it backwards, but I kind of got it forwards the first time, but I didn't go with my gut. Always go with your gut, people. And I like that she says that it's good that they're not eating animal products, but it's still bad. How does that work?
Okay, Frugal, we are back on TikTok. We're going to look at this What I Ate in a Day vegan edition because there's a lot of junky vegan diets out there, right, that I don't support. Most vegan diets I don't support.
And if Freelee doesn't support your diet, then you should change it. Freelee is not the vegan god who bestows upon us right and wrong ways of being vegan.
Or plant-based diets, we should call them. Because they're not keeping people on the path.
Except probably more people stay vegan eating processed vegan food than being a fruitarian. A lot of people give up on raw till 4, raw veganism, fruitarian life. I feel like most ex-vegans, like they completely reject the being vegan because they attempt to eat like Freelee.
And you know, you can say, oh, like, I would never eat animals again, like, I'm so ethical and stuff like that. But look, if you start to feel absolute rubbish because you're just eating this chemical processed vegan diet, then you're going to try to find reasons to get off it.
Speaking from experience, I probably feel my best when I'm eating a mixture of processed and not processed food.
Regardless of the animals. I've seen it so many times. I've been in this game a long time, right?
You've been in this game a long time, yet you haven't actually learned anything new. Science, findings, research, it's all evolving, and you simply will not, and you refuse to evolve with it, which is fine, but then you need to stay quiet.
So, you know, that's where I come in. I'm trying to help people actually make the connection between their nutrition, how they feel, and their long-term results.
What are these long-term results looking like? Freelee? Is that the long-term result? Or feeling good, being healthy, living a long life, which a lot of vegans do, eating processed food?
This individual, I just want to say firstly, thank you, Fabienne, for not hurting animals, for having standards high enough, you know, for yourself and for the animals, and that you're not hurting them. And I think that's amazing. But if this diet is like crappy, then she won't last. The statistics show that she will not last. So that's where, you know, we come in, we're educating, we're saying, hey, you got to eat healthier. You've got to actually focus on eating whole foods, fruit, or you're going to feel rubbish. And the animals will have to suffer again.
So you can claim to be educated just in wrong information, information that has been debunked, denounced, scientifically proven to be inaccurate. Sometimes you have to re-educate yourself with the new findings that we come across as people, because we're always moving forward. We are not living in the past. Like, imagine if people were just like, before we found out the earth was round, and they just like stopped right then. Like, we just never, challenged that thought process. Or the sun moves around the earth, and we just stopped and we're like, that is fact. Imagine, we would never have progress the way we have progress in science.
Bread with vegan cream cheese. Okay, so that is just basically solidified oil. It depends. Sometimes it's coconut oil. I think usually it's coconut oil is like first ingredient, second ingredient. You're just eating pure fat.
Oh no. So?
When you have this vegan cream cheese. Obviously it's better not to have the hormones from the animal, but this stuff is shit. Okay, this is not keeping anyone feeling good. And you got probably equivalent to a quarter of a cucumber there. She needs sweet fruit. Where is the smoothie?
Maybe she wasn't craving a smoothie.
Ah, right. So she's straight to the coffee. Oat milk with coffee. Because she has a deficient diet.
That reminds me, I made a bingo card that you can use when watching Freelee review diets, and you can see if you get a bingo. I will try to remember to include the link to that bingo card below. One of the squares has to do with her hatred of coffee and all things good in life.
It's deficient. I don't think about coffee at all. Anyone who's fruiting themselves regularly and sufficiently doesn't even think about coffee at all, about the black crack. I call it the black crack because it does stimulate a similar part of the brain to the white stuff. Second, coffee. Hang on, this girl is really young too. I can see she's very young, and she's drug dependent. She's literally on drugs here.
You're trying to equivalate drinking coffee with being on hard drugs. Like, they're just not the same, and that is not doing any respect or justice to people who actually struggle with drug addiction. I'm just saying.
But this is not actual food. Yeah, she has some like oat milk or something like that. But the coffee, which is what she's really going for, the fake energy, that's a drug. That's when the mother coffea plant injects her poison, her plant pesticide, into the seed so you don't kill her babies. You don't stop her potential of, passing on her genetics. Remember?
The fuck? The language this woman chooses to use is baffling, to say the least. I know you're just trying to fearmonger to people, but like, it's so absurd, it's not working.
But a single apple? Eat 10.
A single apple? Eat 10. I thought we were trying to feel good. She literally started this video talking about eat in a way that makes you feel good. Like, you want to be healthy and feel good. Eating 10 apples would make you feel like shit. And then 6 hours later, or less, you're literally shitting to the point of discomfort.
So there's a lot of bad plant-based diets out there. No kidding, they're getting worse and worse with all this processed food, these fake meats, everything like that. This is a good diet. This is a good plant-based diet.
Of course it's a good diet, because you wrote it. Skipping the self-promoting. But that is also on the bingo card.
A jar of pickles? That's real salty. Like, I don't know what jar that is, but in general, pickles are salty as...
Salt. Why are we scared of flavor? Seasoning. I remember when I didn't cook with salt or eat salt. That was a very depressing time in my life.
See, this can happen when you're under eating and you're just relying on coffee. People do go for extremely salty snacks. But the whole jar, wow, that's going to throw her potassium. Okay, there you go. So she's onto the chocolate again, so she's onto the drugs again.
I wouldn't call this a good diet, but not because of what she's eating, but like how she literally is just consuming snacks. Like, she hasn't had a full meal. That, I would say, is a bad diet. Not having anything to do with what she's eating, though. It'll be interesting to see if Freelee mentions that or solely focuses on how she's not eating 80-90% fruit.
Cacao contains caffeine and theobromine, which are plant pesticides as well. It's a plant trying to deter you as a pest. Stop eating my babies. Stop, I just explained it before. So we get this toxic effect, and it also becomes addictive, which is really strange. But yeah, so she's obviously, it's a deficient diet.
Spaghetti with vegetables.
There's going to be one meal. There's usually one meal in these diets that consists of like snacking, coffee and snacking up until dinner time.
Okay, well, she got some vegetables here. Spaghetti, not the best because it is highly processed, but yeah, you can have it here and there. But yeah, it's quite processed and it's not going to digest. Like, say, potatoes. Get some baked potatoes in there, right? Easy.
She just say swap spaghetti for potatoes. It's super easy. Yeah, but that's gross. Like, not gross, but that just wouldn't taste good, and it probably wouldn't be as satisfying as eating pasta with pasta sauce and vegetables.
Good to see vegetables though. Very sad because she is very young and she's already treating her body badly like this. It's like she's trying to undereat and she's...
Oh yeah, I forgot about the toasty, the bread at the beginning. I guess that kind of counts as a meal, but because of how little, like, calories in that, I would say it's more of like a snack than an actual meal. But she's not fueling her body quantity properly. Well, Freelee is focusing on, well, she doesn't eat like me, so she must be bad. See the difference? Like, I used to not eat, and then I would snack. I went from, like, probably not eating to eating, like, little snacks, and now somehow I'm eating 3 times a day, full meals, and I feel the best. Now, that's just me, but I know what it's like to be here, and I know what it's like to be where I am now, and I can say it is miles apart in feeling good in my body.
Trying to keep her weight probably the same, and she's just dependent on coffee, dependent on drugs to get through the day. It's a weakness. It's not something it's not cool. It's not something that you should be proud of, but people seem to be.
It's just because a person posts what they eat doesn't automatically mean they're being like, I'm so proud of myself. Same with plus size content and people saying, look at these people glorifying obesity. They're simply existing, so shut up.
So this one is from Matilda. Okay, what I eat in a day vegetarian. Well, I thought this was a vegan one, but okay, let's have a look here.
Vegetarian morning coffee.
Oh wow. Look at that machine.
That's a bougie-ass espresso machine. I've always wanted one. I love looking at the espresso machines. You don't drink espresso. Why do you want to own one? I'm like, because they're so cool looking.
That's like a professional, like kind of like a restaurant-style coffee drug extracting machine.
Yes, that is what they're labeled at. Like, if you go to, like, an appliance store, you ask someone, like, where are the drug administering machines, and they immediately take you to the coffee makers.
Okay, so this is an example of how committed she is to this drug ritual that she's partaking in the morning because she has a deficient diet.
So my coffee morning ritual is I draw a pentagram on the ground, and then I light 5 candles, and I burn sage, thyme, and rosemary, and then I brew my coffee over a open flame, and then sacrifice something to the coffee gods to make this woman shut up about coffee.
Oh, yogurt bowl. So, yeah, it's probably a vegetarian thing. Yogurt bowl.
A little.
It's not a lot of fruit. It's some fruit, okay? So she's getting a little bit of fruit, which is great. You see the colour? It's beautiful, right?
That's enough fruit. It's okay.
We think it's beautiful because it's really good for us.
No, we think it's beautiful because it's bright and vibrant, and we live in a very dull world.
So she's having chocolate in there as well. She's having more stimulant.
Because it tastes good.
Water.
Water. Good.
Vitamins. 2 of these capsules gives you all the vitamins you need in a day.
What?
What? Freelee is just learning now what vitamins are? You know, the thing that, like, everyone should be taking?
2 of these capsules gives you all the vitamins you need in a day. That's shocking.
No, it's not shocking. It really isn't. It really, really isn't, because it's practically impossible to reach and hit 100% of every vitamin, every nutrient, every mineral, the perfect amount of each one. It is almost impossible to do that. Day in, day out, 365 days a year, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It is practically impossible to do that. So taking a multivitamin guarantees that you get enough of everything.
I can't believe she's making that claim. Hang on. This is actually an ad. She has it in her caption here. Trying it. So she's getting paid to recommend these synthetic capsules to people. Look at them. You can see they just got little balls in there. Like, this is not real food.
No, it's not real food. It's a vitamin.
See, she's not thinking about the fact that vitamins can be heat sensitive to oxygen, light, all sorts of things. So you lose a lot of them. But just recommending people take a synthetic vitamin, like willy-nilly, strangers on the internet. You should never recommend people take supplements on the internet unless you, like, have some relationship with them, you've seen their blood test.
Sorry, I zoned out from the idiocy being spoken. I feel like multivitamins are one thing that, like, you can safely recommend, unless you have like an allergy. They're like capsules, which is different than actual like pressed vitamins, which is what I take, because most of the little capsule thingies contain things I'm allergic to. So that's the only fear I think there is in recommending specific brands of multivitamins. But if you are simply saying, hey, it's a good idea to take a multivitamin, that's just like putting it in someone's mind, like maybe go find one that works for you, one that maybe, in my case, I'm not allergic to, which I found.
You know what I mean? Not just random, hey everybody, just take these synthetic supplements. That's very inappropriate. It's very irresponsible.
Probably the most responsible thing these kind of content creators do put out is that.
Gives you all the vitamins you need
No,
in a day.
it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Lunchtime. Avocado toast with eggs.
Okay, so she's having menstruations.
Well, she's a vegetarian, and she made that clear at the beginning.
For dinner, I had leftover. Yummy.
Okay.
Yes, very yummy. That looks really good. It looks like an eggplant. Butternut squash, sweet potato, curry. Looks really good. The rice looks really good. That makes me want rice.
Yeah. So it's not a fantastic diet, and she's also irresponsibly recommending people eat synthetic vitamins.
You want to know what's irresponsible? Claiming scientific fact when scientific fact proves what you claim is false. That's kind of irresponsible, but what do I know? I'm about as qualified to talk on this subject as Freelee is. How would you look at that? Well, anyway, that's the end of her video, so that means it's the end of my video. Thank you so much for clicking on the video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If you did not enjoy it, you can give it a thumbs down. That is cool too. I do not mind. If you are not subscribed already, please consider subscribing and be sure to hit the notification bell to stay notified of all future uploads. If you have any comments, questions, video suggestions, anything at all, feel free to leave that in the comment section below. Be sure to go follow me over on Instagram, and I will see you next time.